Hi guys, this is Rachel, the Modern Shaman. I am here today again to talk to you guys about another topic. Before I jump in, I will remind you that I always try and get comfortable in these chairs, and I feel like I'm swimming around. Anyhow, I will remind you guys that if you want to access these videos at any time, just go to my YouTube site, which is the Modern Shaman. And if you want to connect with me personally, just visit my website, which is themodernshaman.net. All right, so the topic that was brought up today to talk to you guys about is this idea of forgiveness versus acceptance. I've been seeing this coming up a lot with clients, and when I find that I'm in a tangent again and say I'm sorry, but I've been trying to, do y'all see these refractions of light on my face and this holographic hand up here in the other corner? I don't know, some of you that know videos probably know with the lighting why it's doing that, but I've been having these weird lighting issues with spirit. I think I'm turning more and more into a light being and less into this 3D human form and it's refracting in weird ways on the camera. Big tangent, sorry. Okay, let me jump in here. Forgiveness versus acceptance. So I've been seeing this, like I said, a lot in my clients as kind of a reoccurring theme within this last week. And so energetically, when I see stuff that's coming up in more than one person and in a similar energetic frequency, I just feel like that's something that on the planet energetically needs to be addressed. When I am not in human form, when I'm in between lives, or when I'm in spirit form only, part of my job is, I don't have a title for it, but part of what I do is I see questions that humanity is asking, and I help energetically answer those questions. And I'm doing this again in an angelic body, like when I'm not living this life. But it reminds me a lot of what I'm doing now. Like when I see people asking similar questions, I feel like humanity is posing a question that needs the balance energy answer. So it's not so much, that I'm saying, what's my favorite color? It's orange. It's not that type of thing. It's more so that we're vibrating as humans on a certain level, ready to move to the next level, although they're not really hierarchical, but I'm just using that as an example. And this topic of forgiveness versus acceptance is one that I feel like we're vibrationally ready to move into. For a long time, we've had this structure and this ideal of forgiveness as a way to heal and a way to balance energy, or you could say heal karmic debt. You could say just heal or process emotions. We've used this example of forgiveness. So we have someone and let's say we have two people that are a part of some event that's a traumatic event in life, and then they are each processing it and having to forgive, forget each other or themselves in that process. And that's been an effective model for a lot of people. But what I'm seeing is energetically we're needing to move beyond that. And the energy that's beyond that is one of unification, is one of acceptance. So the difference here is a subtle difference energetically, but it's so important because forgiveness still has the energy of duality to it, of polarity, of separateness. So we have a clear person in the right and a person in the wrong, and an event that happened, they did something wrong to me, and so I need to forgive them. Okay, I did something wrong, so I need to forgive myself. Again, it's still a separateness of that event and processing it through the energy of separating. Instead of acceptance is the energy of viewing the same event, of incurring the same energetic impact from that traumatic event, but instead transforming it into unification, into unity, into a coming together of the one. And so in that subtle energy difference, you view the event and you say, I was a participant and I was a participant. And I learned this from the experience and I learned this from the experience. It may be totally different things, but it's a coming together through that event instead of a separating. Okay? And it's a huge difference energetically. Now, it may seem subtle in terms of just the vocabulary and the way I'm describing it, but in our heart and in our frequency, the difference is huge. And for humanity, the difference is huge because, again, it's a unifying energy. It's bringing us together through these difficult events. And choosing to view maybe something that looked bad, let's say, for instance, there was a rape. And this person viewing it and saying, this is what I learned and this is how I grew from this event, and it has been helpful in my life. It's been impactful for me in this way and that way. It's done this, this, and this. And I choose to use that event and unify. I chose to use that example of rape because it's a very it's an aggressive energy and it's a very intense one to process. But if you know me, you know that I've been through that event personally and transferred that energy. And so I feel like taking that, I understand that there's a level where you say, thank you for that, because that experience gave me an understanding. That experience helped me transform certain things within myself. And so there's acceptance and gratitude for those difficult events. And again, that is the energy of unification. It's a coming together. And as we're doing that, we're unifying the energy of humankind. We're using these things, and instead of turning them into separation and viewing ourselves as separate, we're using those events to come together and to unify. And I just want to encourage you all to look at your own life and look at your own events that you've created in terms of energetic patterns, things that show up again and again that you're dealing with, that come to you, and say, okay, how are you going to transfer this energy? What are you going to do with this event? What are you going to do with this pattern that you have in your life? What are you going to do? From there, the energy of unification is always the deeper healing energy. It's the positive energy. It is the transforming energy that helps us use the full potential of those catalytic, is that a word? Catalytic events, catalyst events, basically, in our life. It helps us fully use them to their potential, to pull out every little piece of learning and growth that they offer to us in this lifetime. So I just want to encourage each of you to maybe take one event right now, which is what Spirit's leading me to say. Take one event right now, in this moment, in this now, right now. Think about it. The first one that pops up to your head is probably the most energetically impactful in your life, something that's happened that you've been a part of. Take that event. View yourself as an active participant and accept your role, the role of others, and the role that it played in your life. Absorb. Don't pull away from the experience. Don't separate from the experience. Absorb it. This is what love does. Love pulls in. Love, that core central energy of love, absorbs everything into it. Okay, it doesn't separate itself from other things. It absorbs. So look at that event, that one that just popped into your head, and absorb the energetic impact there. Say thank you for all that was involved in that process, everybody who played a part, every role that someone played. Say thank you. Visualize them in your head and saying thank you to them. As much as you can, align with that emotionally, energetically. Align with that. Thank you. And when I say align, I just mean it. That's what it feels like when you're aligned with your words. You mean them. You are in total alignment with what you're saying. So line up. Say thank you. And absorb. So hug them. Hug each participant and hug yourself. Again, this is the energy of love, of absorbing, bringing in, not pushing away, not saying, I forgive, but I won't ever forget. That's a pushing away. That's a separatist energy. It's bringing in. I'm thankful for the role that you played. I'm better because of it. And now wave goodbye. Take a deep breath and move on with your day. That's how you transform those experiences. And that's how you transform humanity and continue to elevate and elevate and elevate your energy and the energy of humankind. I love you guys. Blessings.